Woo! Dreamers, episode 71 of Daydreaming, coming right at you. Pretty sweet jams, at least. All right, Dreamers, so this is our basic recap day of the week. Good old Wednesday. And stream was fire all week long. The YouTube videos you guys responded extremely well to last week, which was great. Workouts really good. Games fun from top to finish. Speed runs, I'd say, be the only thing lacking, but we still improved on some of best on every game. Every game, yeah. Man, I can't say there was anything but awesomeness this last week. Let's see here. Before we go into our whole Dream Stream recaps, let's first talk about, we got Discord up and running. So guys, even if you aren't a subscriber, there will still be some rooms available to you. So come and hang out in the Discord. I will go ahead and put the link available in the comments, not comments, yeah, in the description below, and that way you guys will have an opportunity to go ahead and check that out. Yes, I do have a screening process, so don't be surprised when you first get in there, you're like, wait, I can't really do much of anything at all. That's normal. It's just how it's going to be. It's going to be a safe place, guys. So if your intention is not to be awesome, happy, and safe there, there's not a home for you. That's just how I'm going to run Discord, and I want you guys to have a really, really good and positive time while you're in there. And that's what the Dream Stream is about. And yeah, so there you go. So I'm going to put that down there. Let's go ahead and start recapping. Friday, we were doing part 4 of Earthbound. We did not beat it. We'd already gone to overtime by an hour plus at this point, and I'd ask the audience, the Dreamers, if you think we'd be able to beat the game in about an hour or less for me at that point in time. And one of the people who's helped me the most is K1, and he was saying that you probably have 2 hours left, and that's saying I beat the boss on the first or second time playing through for the final boss, that is. And I was like, no. So we're gonna have part 5 coming up this next time, but part 4, man, we got so much done. We were kicking butt. So I'm really stoked about that. It was a great. It's a very different game. First off, let me get you guys on that. It's a very different RPG, and I think it's done well over time. I'd love to say how it did in its original sales at that point in time when it came out, and it might have been ahead of its time, because yeah, everyone was used to, at least I know I was, the RPG or JRPG style of games when you come to that classification, right? So this one kind of went outside the box, and a lot of people kind of get thrown off by it because it's weird. It is. It's very weird and odd, but that's also kind of why it's refreshing. It's a standalone. Now, I'm sure people since then have come up with some different kind of things. I don't know how well it hit, because this one does a really good job of still keeping itself very kiddie-like, while still putting the weird and the odd and the what do they call it? You know, like Disney does a lot of times, where it's, for some reason, kids have no problem, they're just doing fine, and then adults are like, oh, I see that trick you did right there. That was good. And same idea, you know, and I think they did a really good job. We'll find out, though, we still have 2 more hours left, roughly, and we'll do some other stuff, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Saturday, we finally, on Steam Saturday, took on Darkest Dungeon. It was amazing. It's awesome. I really enjoy how difficult the game is. And yes, we had a casualty. How many casualties that day? We lost 5 people that day. We lost 1 because I was still figuring the whole system out. I was like, what? Then I, by accident, clicked on the boss mission, which I didn't mean to do, but we were doing great. We were going real, because for me, the apprentice necromancer, which I'm sure for most people is like not that big a deal, right? It's like really early on in the game, but when you're first starting out, it's a big deal. And so we got there, and the team was great until we needed backline attacking characters, and I didn't have that. I wasn't prepped for it. And we still almost won. We got him down to 1 HP, and then the team got wiped out. I think I still had 3 characters at that point and got wiped, and that was so like, oh, that was frustrating. But it's still awesome game. Learned a lot on Saturday. We went to hours and hours of overtime. Got raided by an awesome man named Stray9, and it was just really cool. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. Steam Saturday was a lot of fun. With me going so late on Saturday and you guys hanging out, I was definitely tired on Sunday. But we were trucking through on speedrun Sundays, and we went and attacked Link's Awakening. We shaved on the Sum of Best by another couple minutes, and we almost came back to have a chance at a PB, but just couldn't quite put it together. I had one real struggle bus, 2 struggle bus sections. One that it lost us time, but it's not too big a deal. The other one, I finally figured it out. I was not realizing how far up I needed to be. And this is not going to make sense unless you guys are watching. I'm just going to try to word it as best as possible. As far up as I needed to be to do it. Because otherwise you could still do it. You could still do an action that's required without being that far up, but it's not the action you want. So once I finally figured out I need to be that far up, I was able to hit the hitbox correctly, and we were able to go through. It's like, So now I know, and by knowing that, hopefully I can keep on executing that going forward. So a good learning experience. On Contra, we went to any percent North American. I don't know if we shaded off. I don't think we shaded off on some of the best in that one. I tried. My forearm was burnt out going into that. Rolling into Mega Man 2, though, we had some good runs, but we got, let's see here, on Mega Man 2, I want to say we got thwarted by, what was on Sunday? I'm trying to remember on Sunday what thwarted us on Mega Man 2. I mean, I suppose it could have been Wily 4, but I'm not thinking that it was Wily 4. It must have been. Yeah. We had good runs. Wily 4 didn't do us justice. Wily 5 didn't do us justice, but I might be mistaking that with Tuesday's night. Anyways, then on Monday, we had, I was guest star on Flippity Flam's stream from 7 to 8:10, I want to say. Doing 2 Ps in a podcast, and we had a couple other guests on with us, just at least auditory. It wasn't necessarily visual like Flippity Flam and myself are. And I had a lot of fun. We just kind of talked off the cuff. It was just us, kind of rambling. We would talk about some serious issues. We just talk about some funny issues. We would take serious issues, turn them funny, and then come back and complete them as serious and as real as it needed to be. There was a lot of positive vibes that happened on that. With that being said, then just after I went into Mix Up Mondays, no DOS Postman this week. Hopefully he'll come back next week. He's been working really, really hard between the 2 jobs that he's been doing, and so I want him to enjoy himself when he comes on, and not feel like he's working. Right? He already works enough, so when he comes, I want him to feel like he's having fun and not, you know what I mean? So this last week, I was like, dude, unless you're feeling like, dude, I want to be there right now, rest it up. So that allowed me to play Darkest Dungeon again. And, we were kicking ass the entire time. I mean, there were scary parts, but we were kicking ass. We were kicking ass. Then we had one more run. And I was like, okay, let's do it. But I thought there was another short run available. So I was like, how are we going to pull this off? I was like, I'm not mentally prepared right now to take on a boss fight. So we'll take on this other one where we have to find the three altars. I want to say we had to do something to the altars or with the altars in these these rooms. And okay, we're going through. I got the two, and it was a struggle. Like almost from the get go, it was a freaking struggle. And then, but we're gonna get through it. All we had to do is get that final one. Of course, it was the last room available. There was like one room fight that I decided to avoid because I didn't want to risk us dying or losing characters there unnecessarily. I was like, save it up for what we need. And the biggest issue that really thwarted us that time was lack of food, and that kind of got me perturbed. I was like, that's what's costing us. I did. It was twice we got hit with minus 20% life because I didn't have the food, and really that's a 30% swing, sometimes 40%, obviously depending on how much life your characters have, because usually it heals them a little bit. So we're getting chunked and then distressed because they didn't eat, Anyways, we get to that final room. We are all, every single person's on death's door. Most of the teams around 70 to 80 stress. One person or even two of the party members were around 90 to 100 stress. And that's not, bad things happen, but it's not like over. Once you hit 200 stress, that's a big deal, supposedly. We weren't there. But we're all on death's door, so that's risking it. And of course, it was a team of 4. A couple of different guys that did, or was it 2? Maybe it was just one guy that did stress damage, and that, oh man, his stress moves were just getting us. And I got down to where it was 2v2, but then they clipped off one of the other people, right? So there was really 1v2, and I was like, okay, we need to get a crit right here and kill this guy, because if we can kill one guy, so it's 1v1, maybe the game might, hey, roll the dice and say, yeah, no, killed us. We didn't do enough damage or whatever, and so that was their turn, and there's 2 of them, so they both, I don't even know, no, they didn't have to both go, they just killed me, and that's how that one ended. It was like, why? Oh, but that was Mix Up Mondays, and then on Tuesday we went back into Contra. Normally I was going to switch up to a different category, but I was really feeling we could do something sexy, and we almost did. We had some really good runs on Contra, but we didn't put it together. We had shaven off another couple of seconds on any percent, which is pretty darn cool. Then we had gone, and I'm getting better at the waterfall now, the waterfall boss. That's going to save us a lot of time, and better at both base 1 boss and waterfall boss, because we can, if I can really put all that together, we're talking about a good 8-9 seconds that we could save, let alone just run the rest of the levels well. So that'd be pretty awesome. Then we went to Mega Man 2. Oh, we had some really, really good chances again. We even shaved off a second or so on some of best, and that was pretty cool. Then let's see here. We for sure died on Wily 4 twice, and we died on Wily 5 once. But the Wily 5 death, I was having to push it because the time was so damn close, where I was like, we're not going to have too much time available to save in Wily 6. And to save in Wily 6, it's really risky for me right now because I haven't consistently executed the really fast time for Wily 6. So close, streamers. But you know what that means? That means this next week's going to be pretty awesome. Workout wise, we are now on the cut diet. If you guys did not know that, it's going well. My body has really responded well to the fact of adding a little bit of cardio in there. Again, based on my body's response to cardio, to lowering down the carbohydrates, which I've only started doing little minuscule things. I've already seen a reduction in my body fat percentage by 1% already, and I'm only doing, well, now this week's a different week than last week. Last week it was 10 minutes of cardio after working out for 3 times that week. I'm going to do only at 3 times currently because I'm not trying to speed up too fast. I got to make sure to maintain my muscle mass, because that's the whole reason why I did the whole bulking diet. And we got to take it one day at a time, then 1 week at a time, and just keep on paying attention to the numbers. Keep double checking at the right times. Don't over check or over analyze. That's stress. We're not trying to stress here. We're trying to get that information and come up with a game plan, right? Just like when I have any of you guys ask me questions in regards to your health, I'm now going to throw a bunch of other little questions at you because I need to know this stuff. Other people are different. You know what I mean? Not everyone's the same. There's a lot of people I'll tell a lot of the similar answers to, because from what their description is, that meets those things. I'm like, okay, this, yeah, yeah, you gotta do that. Okay, that, yeah, yeah, that's good, that's good. Okay, okay, yes, yes, that is the same. Yeah, good, good. But other people are different, so we have to come up with different things. And if you don't know because you haven't ever done certain things, you're gonna have to test. And if you're not comfortable doing that, go to your doctor. You know what I mean? Get them on board, right? They're going to tell you one thing because, they're, again, it depends. I don't know your doctor. I don't know everyone's doctor. I'm not going to ever know everyone's doctor. Some are really supportive. Others are very short-sighted in what needs to happen for that specific person. Hopefully they treat you like a human being. If they don't treat you like a human being, then I would question their work ethic to your results. If they do listen to you, they are very concerned about your well-being, awesome. That is someone most likely they're going to give you really good information that is going to help you, and it's going to be very accurate to you because they've hopefully been monitoring you for a long period of time. But yeah, if the doctor is giving you a bunch of nonsense, like literal nonsense, I'm not going to rant about it right now. I dealt with it before, and it's like, what, you and I both can read a book, and because you read the book, or because you have the title of doctor, you reading the book is more important than me reading the book. So yeah, explain that to me again, sir, ma'am, doctor. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you have an amazing relationship with your doctor. Your doctor is very invested in your overall health, and thus we can team up. We can all team up and make the right choices for you. Like I said, you guys might think that I'm go for a body that is specifically a bodybuilder's magazine type body kind of thing, right? No, I'm still not even to that extreme. I know when you guys compare what I do to what you do, it feels extreme, and I can see that. I get that because I'm very regimented, but I'm still not on the level of execution you would need to be a competition bodybuilder. Also, I'm not willing to take steroids. Sorry, it's not going to do it. That's where you would see, like, because I have a lot of people that I've been close with for many years, especially in the fitness industry, like, well, why don't you compete? Because I am not willing to give up my overall health to just look good and hopefully compete against others with judges. You know what I mean? It's not like a competition where it's like, okay, one-on-one, go, go, go. Who's got the perfect form, right? There's nothing like that. It's not. There's nothing. No, it's what does the judge see? Does it fit what the judge perceives off of the rules and how all this stuff is supposed to be? Is that good enough? And did you bring it on that day that the judging is on? What if you looked the best you've ever looked in your life the week before? And now you kind of went down just one grade. So from an A plus to an A. But the other guys you're going against, they were A's and A minuses the week before, but now they're A's and A pluses. Damn that whole timing thing. So with that being said, guys, remember, when I'm coming from a healthy person's standpoint with an emphasis in the bodybuilding realm, right? Where like, well, I don't need to look like you, or I don't need to be, this crazy, but don't worry. It doesn't just happen that way. And I'm not a fool to go ahead and tell you guys to just become a bodybuilder or anything remotely close to that. What I'm going to suggest to you guys is to be functional, to make healthier food choices, and to be able to live with yourself at the end of the day. So if any and all of these things don't fit for you being happy, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. That's just how it goes. I am not going to waste each of our times for my own pedestal. Sorry, guys. I got games to play. I got gains to make. If we're talking, it's because I want you to succeed, and it's because you've come to me because you want it. I'm not going to ever guilt you into it. I will call you out if you've asked for my help multiple times and over again. We're going back and forth, and you just keep on giving me excuses because I'm spending my time to help you, and you're spending your time to talk to me about helping you. So don't be an ask hole. I borrowed that from Power Crunch TV, guys. Don't forget that. Brother in arms. He's amazing. But assholes are people who ask questions because it makes them feel more important or less guilty about what's going on in their particular situation when they try to compare themselves to another person. You don't need to compare yourself to me ever. If you want to, go ahead, but you don't need to. I don't waste my time trying to compare you to me. Just know that, dreamers. I love you guys. Last week's episode is going to be right here. You guys have been so awesome subscribing. We're really starting to grow big time now, thanks to you guys. Dreamers, I'll be back tomorrow for another episode of Daydreaming.